All right, so today we're going to talk about how to draw equilibrium graphs. That is, how to draw the market for some good showing shifts in supply and demand. Okay, so remember, we could always have just a demand shift, just a supply shift, or both a supply and demand shift happening at the same time. So the story will always tell you what you need to know. So here's our story for this first practice question. So the market for popcorn, if there are fewer young people who go to the movies and like getting popcorn, and a tax is placed on all food. So there could be fewer younger people if people are having fewer kids, and so there are fewer, teenagers and young adults who maybe are the main or a big group of people who go to the movies and buy popcorn. Okay, cool. So we always start with the things that are always the same for every one of these graphs. Sorry, straighten that out for you. Okay, so we title it the name of the good. So in this case, popcorn. Okay, so this is essential so we don't get lost and forget which good we're talking about, because sometimes there'll be lots of goods involved in the story, but this is the one that we care about. Okay, so price, quantity, and then we need to indicate shifters. So supply, demand. Okay, remember we might not have both, but we might have both, and so we should be aware that both could be there. All right, so market for popcorn if there are fewer young people who go to the movies and eat popcorn. So supply or demand. Okay, yeah, it's demand. Okay, shifter. Change in population or demographics. Okay, so you can pick either one. Maybe demographics is better because we're looking at a change in a particular group. Sorry, it's kind of running into my graph here. But yeah, change in demographics. Okay, good. And then supply. Do we have a supply shift? Okay, so you have a tax placed on all food. Yeah, that's a supply shift. Remember, there might not be a supply shift. So if you don't see something in the story that's one of our supply shifters, then don't put it, and that's great. You would just write none or no, or just leave blank your supply shifter. So this would be change in laws, change in taxes, anything like that is fine. Okay, so now we draw our supply and demand curves. We always do both, even if there's only one shift, you always have both lines. Okay, so upward sloping supply, law of supply. As the price goes up, your sellers want to sell more of it. And law of demand, as the price goes up, your buyers want to buy less of it. Okay? So if you don't have both lines, you can't do prices and quantities, which we have to do. So first intersection gives us Q1, P1. Okay, so Q1, P1. Okay, so taxes went up, supply goes in. Okay, it's harder to make this product now because it's more expensive to produce because of the tax. Okay, so remember sideways arrows, supply shift in means it's harder to produce it. Okay, don't do up and down arrows because it'll be super confusing, because this will look, the yellow arrow will be going up and it'll look like supply is increasing, but you mean it to decrease and you'll get confused. So sideways arrows. All right, then demand will go down because there are fewer young people going to the movies to get popcorn. Okay, D1 to D2, sideways arrow going in. All right, so S2, D2. Okay, so Q2, and then P2. Okay, it looks like it's in the same line as P1. It's okay if yours doesn't look like it's quite in the same line, if it looks like a little above or below, but we always need both P's even if they're in the same line. Okay, so P1 and P2 are right next to each other, but we have to write both of them. Okay, and if they're not right next to each other, you just write it to line up however it should. Okay, but even if your second equilibrium point doesn't perfectly line up so that your P's are in the same place, super important to remember, okay, that your P is indeterminate, right? Supply says, oh, price should go up. Demand says price should go down. We don't know which one wins, okay? So price is indeterminate. We're going to put a question mark or write indeterminate next to the price, okay? Or you can indicate that separately. You can do P, PQ, P question mark, but your quantity definitely goes down. Okay, both of these shifts are going to make quantity go down, so for sure goes down. Okay, so you can indicate your arrow and P and Q either on the sides of the graph or in a separate area or both, but you have to have it somewhere. All right, that's it. That's all there is to it. Shifters, labels, shifts that line up with your shifters, and then how P and Q change. Good job, team.